There are numerous rules that club golfers are constantly getting wrong. So what are they? And are you guilty of breaking these?
That was a good shot. What'd you hit there?
We're in a competition. You know I'm not allowed to tell you that, Michael. Now, it is okay for you to have a snoop in someone else's bag while they're hitting their shots and see what club they're using. But if you're in a competition, you're not allowed to ask them what club they've used, and if you do, you could incur some penalty shots. So next time you're making a club decision, either do it yourself or make sure you're checking their bag slightly. You've hit your drive offline, and luckily it's just stayed in bounds. And even better, we've got a perfect line straight out through the trees. But the out of bounds post is in our backswing, so surely we can move it. Don't get caught out with this one. Any out of bounds posts are a boundary to the golf course and they are immovable obstructions. You are not allowed to move them, so you're going to have to find a different route back out to the fairway. In this case, it means I'm going to have to go out backwards. It's going to make my approach shot a little bit longer, but it's going to mean I'm not got any nasty penalty strokes. My approach shot here has narrowly missed the green, but to be honest, I've left myself a pretty simple putt down to the pin. Now you can see I'm right next to the bunker and someone's clearly splashed quite a lot of sand down here. Now, if I was on the green, I can move this off, no problem. But since I'm on the fringe, I'm not allowed. In fact, if you move that sand, you're going to incur some penalty shots. So if you're on the fringe and you've got sand in your line, you're either just going to have to go through it or go around the side. I'm sure that would have gone in if it had missed that sand. You've left yourself a tricky pitch to the green, so why not pace it off and work out the exact distance? Now legally, if there's hazards in the way, you're well in your right to do this. You can walk through bunkers to get your exact distance, or even just to look at the green and see where the pin is and get a better idea of the shot. However, since you've walked straight down the line of your shot, you are not allowed to rake this bunker before you hit your shot. Now this might seem like a silly thing to do, but a player at final qualifying for the Open lost their spot into the Open because of this. They did this exact thing, walked through the bunker, paced out their shot, made the cut on the number to get the position to St Andrews, and then got a 2-shot penalty for raking the bunker in the line of the site. Now if I walk back to my ball here, there's also an old divot. Maybe I'll go ahead and look after the course and put that back in. Again, because this is on the line of sight of my shot, I am not allowed to do that, and I would face penalty for doing this. So it's really important when you're hitting shots that anything in the line of sight of your shot, you're not meddling with, because it's classed as improving the conditions of your shot. Oh, thought I'd hold it. Please make sure you rake the bunker afterwards though. I've pulled it left with my tee shot, and to me it looked like this carried the pond, but I'm not 100% sure. Now if we walk around here, I can't really see anything that's showing me if it's in the water or not. It could be in here, it could also be long. Now if you're near a water hazard, you can take a penalty drop, but only if you have really strong proof that the ball is definitely in the water. You have to have 95% certainty that the ball has gone in there for you to be able to take a drop from the water hazard. I'm not sure how you define between 90 and 95, but here we are. For me, unless you've seen a splash or you've seen the ball definitely go in here, you can't take a drop from here, and you're gonna have to go back to the tee and play that shot again. If you've hit your ball in the rubbish and you think you've found it, but you're not quite sure, make sure you don't do this. If so, you've just cost yourself a penalty shot. You can lift your ball to check if it's yours and to check the markings, but you need to make sure you mark it first. I know I'm playing a TaylorMade too, but I can't quite see it here. So I'm just going to pop my T-peg in, lift it, check it's mine, and then put it back in place. Such an easy rule to break. It seems simple, but it's a really important one to remember. After all, if you're out of position, you don't want to be adding another shot to your score. Pretty well out. There are lots of places on a golf course where you can get free relief, but the big thing you need to focus on here is it's all about nearest, not nicest. My ball's just finished on this path, so clearly I can have a free drop. Now you might be looking at this thinking, well, I'm going to drop it here. But actually my nearest point to get free relief from this path is inside the bush, because clearly the edge of the path at this side is a lot nearer than it is at that side. Now that's tough luck. You cannot take a free drop on that side. It has to be this side. So clearly I'm not going to drop it in the bush. What I'm going to do instead is go back and replay the shot. So remember, if you're taking relief, it's always your nearest point, not the nicest. That might not necessarily be the best for your scorecard, but that's just the tough luck of it. Now obviously I can go ahead and play this if I want, but it's not really going to be the wisest.